Hanging signs, bamboo wood, camels, and so much more is what I'll be showing you inside the very first 1.20 snapshot/preview, as well as the multitude of other snapshot/previews we'll be seeing over the coming months, and subscribing would be the best way to keep up to date with that. And now that the shameless plug is over, let's begin with the bamboo wood itself. And from looking inside of a bamboo forest, you might notice that there is not a single new type of tree or anything like that. Well, that's because you actually make the bamboo wood out of, surprisingly enough, bamboo itself. So if you just go around and deforest this bamboo forest a little bit, and head to a crafting table, because the way you actually make it is you do a 2x2 area of this, and then you actually get yourself one single piece of bamboo planks. Which, come to think of it, actually makes this for one of the most expensive planks we've seen inside the game. And there's quite a lot of things to do with the bamboo wood, but you might be interested in how you craft the bamboo mosaics. Well, first off, you need a few slabs, and then that's it. That's all you need. Just a few slabs, and then you get yourself this new type of block known as the bamboo mosaic. And this is the entire block palette you'll get for the bamboo wood. You get yourself all the stairs and slabs, as well as the stairs and slabs for the actual bamboo mosaics. Fence gates and fences, you know, they're pretty much expected, but I do kind of like the fact that this almost completely resembles the normal bamboo. And of course, the new trapdoors and doors, and I actually really do like these designs. These actually look pretty cool. As well as the raft itself, because as we can see right here, this is actually the raft and the bamboo raft with the chest. Kind of a tongue twister if you ask me, but yeah, if we put it down, it pretty much works exactly the same as like a normal boat. Like, there is pretty much no distinct differences or anything like that. These work almost essentially the exact same, but I do kind of like how there's separate types of categories when it comes to our different types of boats or movable water vehicles, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, and one thing I completely forgot is the sign, but yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of the wood types for bamboo. That is, of course, apart from this new type of block, the hanging signs actually, and obviously, you can't place them on the ground, as we can see right here. I'm trying to click it. The only way you can actually place it is through the top or the bottom of a block, as we can see right here. And here's each and every single hanging sign, as we can see right here. So, yeah, now you have 10 separate types of hanging signs you can actually play around with. But of course, the nicer things are always harder to get, because if we look in the crafting table, we can see we're going to need stripped logs as well as 2 chains to create 6 separate signs. And this is the most expensive sign type I think I've ever seen. Like, okay, obviously we've never seen a sign type this expensive, but yeah, you're not gonna have to spend 6 logs of wood as well as 2 chains to create yourself 6 hanging signs. But even though they are way more expensive, they are actually also very versatile, because this chain part can actually be split between 2 bits and 1 singular bit, which is kind of cool. Like, it gives you more options and more building availability for this one block. Speaking of versatile things and buildings, you might be interested in checking out this new type of bookshelf called the Chisel Bookshelf. And unlike the normal bookshelf, this one's actually way cheaper. As we can see, all we need is some planks and some slabs to make yourself a single Chisel Bookshelf, which, unlike the normal bookshelf of making, you know, 3 separate books and then a whole bunch of wood, this one is, if you really think about it, quite a lot cheaper. And the way it actually works, much like what we saw during Minecraft Live, you just put in a single book and then it will slowly but surely actually fill up. And unlike, you know, what you might expect where you could actually pick out a single book to pick out, it will actually go one by one. The same way you put in will be the same way it actually goes out. So, say I put in this book in Quill, this normal book, and this enchanted book, I will get them out the exact same order I actually put them in. And again, much like in Minecraft Live, it actually has some redstone functionality, so in case we actually put in a single book, then it'll give it 1 tick or 1 pulse of a redstone, another pulse, another pulse, another one, up to 6 separate pulses of a redstone signal. And as you would expect, the more you take out, the less and less powerful the redstone signal will actually be. From the looks of things, though, it doesn't seem it's compatible with enchanting. As we can see, if I put more, say, enchanted books inside of here and put an item in, we can see nothing's really happening. So that's one small downside, but there are so many more upsides for this one block than the downsides, which honestly makes it that much more useful then. It also doesn't make the original bookshelf completely obsolete, so yeah, now you actually have 2 uses for 2 different types of bookshelves. But obviously, we can't have a 1.20 update without having camels inside the game, because yeah, in case you want to have some camels, what you're going to want to do is head to a desert village, which is where they actually naturally spawn in. Oh, you tired, buddy? Oh, I am too. It's really early in the morning for me. But of course, in the rare chances where it's actually not tired, if you actually manage to hop on it, then you might actually have a chance of actually taming it, or as it seems, it might already be tamed. So yeah, now we have a saddle on it, and as you can see, we can actually ride 2 people on it. So let's get this camel up, and oh, that's clever, that's clever. If it's slowing down, it can't automatically get back up, and it can't automatically start running or anything like that. You actually have to wait, and if I'm honest, with normal speed, it doesn't seem to be the quickest thing as we can see in the world. Oh, but look at that head just bouncing back and forth like, yeah. But of course, there are some benefits with using camels. Again, first off, you know, you can ride 2 people on it instead of 1, and 2, it actually has what they call a strafing motion, because as we can see, we just managed to jump that entire canyon, as we can see right here, or more of a ditch right here. Yeah, now, in case you do want to just jump over, like, small ledges or anything like that, then you actually have a chance of doing that. From the looks of things, you can't be actively trying to move the camera or anything like that. You have to have it stay motion in one place and then have it move forward. So, yeah, a little bit of a trade-off, and there does seem to be a small bit of a cooldown, as we can see right there, like with the hotbar changing colors, but other than that, I think, you know, camels, they might actually, you know, have their own fit inside the actual game. I just kind of wish they went a little bit quicker, because if I'm honest, I'd just rather use a horse and just get 2 horses, but other than that, I do really like the idea of the camels. I do really like, you know, what they have offering for them. But in case you thought that was it for 1.20 so far in the first snapshot, then you'd be a little bit mistaken, because at least for Java Edition, the entire creative inventory has been completely and totally rearranged. I believe they did this just to make it a little bit easier in finding specific types of things, which, you know, I'm fine for. I'm fine for that idea. And something else you might be fine about is the fact that they actually added bundles back inside the game. Or technically added inside the game, as I shall explain. Because even though this is an update for 1.20, this is actually an update technically for 1.19.3, because they're actually doing a pretty similar thing to what we saw in Bedrock Edition. Because when we actually, you know, start up a brand new world and things like that, we go over to data packs and we could see bundle and update 1.20, which is actually a way to experimentally test new features inside the game. Once again, very similar to what we saw inside of Bedrock Edition with the experimental tab. So I don't know what that means, if bundles are in their own separate category, things like that, but it is cool the fact that they are re-implemented inside the game. And from the looks of things, there's 2 slots you could actually put things inside of now. If you couldn't tell, this is my very first time playing with bundles, and I really don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, that's what you do. Oh, yeah. So from the looks of things, it seems to be acting pretty much exactly the same as it did before. Like, you can have an entire stack of items inside of here, which, if I'm honest, like, it's nice having it back. But again, the whole reason it wasn't implemented in the first place was because it didn't necessarily fix the inventory issues we've had. But still, the fact that it is just re-implemented back inside the game does give me hope. It does give me some hope, the fact that they are looking inside of for inventory solutions and things like that. It also does give me a small bit of hope that 1.20 still is secretly an archaeology update. I don't know, the fact that this is just re-implemented even in an experimental tab, you know, there is still a chance. There's always a chance. But yeah, let me know what you think of this first snapshot / preview down below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.